Hi everyone, Dave McNamee here. I just wanted to say real quickly, thank you so much for the gift of your time today as we start another series of exploration of John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Some questions came up during our discussion today about the law of process, and I sensed there were some confusion about maybe how to make those laws really work for you. So after I got back to the office, I decided I just want to record this quick video and get back to you with some thoughts about what we can do to make that process, that law of process, that law of self-improvement really work well. So here are some action points that you might consider as you do this. First of all, action point number 1, write down a personal plan for growth. Now you probably have a professional development plan and all those other kind of things, but leadership really begins with yourself and looking at yourself, and as we talked about, embracing both the light and the dark. So you want to write down a personal plan for growth. For example, read one book on personal growth or leadership in a month, listen to a CD, or stream a message once a week, attend a seminar quarterly or a conference a year. However you plan it, make sure you have a regular personal plan for growth. Put it in the calendar and just make it a regular part of the day. And incidentally, that's one thing I want to emphasize as we're going through the 21 laws is I don't want to add to your burden. You probably have more than you can possibly do in a day anyway. So think of these as tweaks to what you're already doing, the great things you're already doing as a leader wherever you are. So don't add to your burden. But to make this work, now step number 2 is keep a calendar. A well-used calendar will lay out your priorities, it lays out your passion, and it also reveals how and where you spend your time. Successful people, without exception, are great time managers. It's important that you keep a calendar. You want to keep track of where that most precious resource you have is being spent. And you can do that with a calendar. There's an exercise actually that we can talk about if you'd like. It's called the 15-minute miracle, where you sit down and for a week just track everything you do every 15 minutes throughout your day. You will be amazed after going through that exercise at how much time you're giving away doing trivial tasks and how much time you can recover to focus on the things that are important to you. You can make more money, the saying goes, but you can never make more time. So this resource is one that has to be spent wisely. Leadership, as we said, is about relationships with others, and as much as you invest in yourself, you also need to invest in others. So rule number 3, invest in those who follow you. How do you do that? Do exactly what we're doing right now. Take groups of employees through books. Bring in trainers to train your team. Mentor people one-on-one. It doesn't take much. At one point in my life, I took all of my senior managers out. I had 7 direct reports, 7 or 8, I can't remember. And just once a month or once a quarter, whatever we could afford to do, I would go down to our favorite little cafe downtown. It made the best pies in the world. And we would just sit in there in the upper floor of the restaurant and just have pie and coffee and an open agenda. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? How can I help you raise your lid? How can I help you do whatever it is you do? What can I do to invest in you as my follower? And that's all we would do. And finally, part number 4, create a culture of growth. As you all rightly pointed out, the culture and the habits and everything that are seeded throughout the organization come from the top. And so if you're going to model personal growth, then create a culture that encourages growth throughout everybody in your organization, everybody on your team. Create the kind of environment that values and provides resources for and rewards personal growth and development. This kind of environment is almost guaranteed to attract high achievers and certainly will create people with great potential. So there are some quick insights I loved the dynamics in the group today, and as you get to know each other better and dive into Maxwell's work, I know it's going to be a great 7-week discussion. So good on you, and I'll see you next week as we dive into the next 3 of Maxwell's 21 Laws.